What's up, guys? It's Zach, the Celtics guy here. I'm back with another video and here to uncover quite a bit of information that I got here, including information that I found while I was at work on Sunday, and I made a short video about it while I was on my break out in my car, but I couldn't really read all the information that I had, or at least a good chunk of that information, because I was on my phone. And the only access to a computer I have is in my office, and obviously I'm not making videos in my office at a family shelter with children and so forth. You know how that shit goes. But so today, Tuesday, the clock strikes noon, and it's time to mock the far right again. So For those of you who saw my video, you all know that on Sunday, that video I talked about, the former interim president of Bolivia, the fascist right-wing dictator that overthrew Evo Morales in a 2019 coup that was backed by the CIA and by Israel, and particularly by Donald Trump, for that matter, when he was president at the time. Jeanine Anez got 10 years in prison for the coup, and on addition to other charges, including genocide and so forth. So it says, court finds right-winger defied constitution during chaotic exit of Evo Morales, for who she took over the presidency, for which she illegitimately took over the presidency, because she was an interim president, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because she basically took over. It was like a power grab on her part, because she had fucking CIA funding and Zionist funding, and then she got in there and took over, and then she proceeded to slaughter a bunch of innocent people, including protesters and indigenous people, women's rights activists, and so forth. So she did all of these horrible things, and then Evo Morales' socialist party stepped in, and then they overthrew her. So it's like she overthrew them, but then they got back into power and overthrew her. So it's like she overthrew the left, being on the fucking far right, and then the left gets in and then overthrows her and overthrows the far right. So it's basically a leadership vacuum, needless to say, but it's ridiculous. And she maintains that she's innocent. She thinks that she's a political prisoner and so forth. No, she's a genocidal maniac, and she's not. It's not political by any stretch of the imagination. She committed genocides, including slaughtering 36 protesters, many in La Paz and many in other Bolivian cities as well. She basically lifted impunity for the police in Bolivia, giving them unlimited authority to go over and massacre innocent civilians. That's what she did. The Sencata and Sabcaba massacres she was responsible for. That's what she did. So then when she got overthrown, then Evo Morales' party took power again, and then Luis Acre took over and is now president again, and is like a socialist leaning leader, much like Evo Morales was and still is. So yes, this scumbag, which is what she is, she's a scumbag, and she's exactly what the right wing does with their power. Like, you see what Trump did with his power. You see what Vladimir Putin does with his power. You see what all these fucking right-wing authoritarians do. Jair Bolsonaro, Viktor Orban, and all these other people. You see what they do with their power, and this is what they do. This is a day of justice. This is a rare instance of justice in the world. So someone that removed criminal liability for military and police in dealing with protesters, and when the Sencata and Sabcaba massacres occurred, then she basically set off an international firestorm, because people worldwide were condemning her. I even think some people on the right were even thinking, oh no, this is too much. And then she got so much shit for it that she had to roll it back. She killed 10 demonstrators and bystanders in Zacata, an area in the southeastern part of Alto, Bolivia, part of the city's 8th district. And then she was also responsible for a variety of other things. Not just the Zacata massacre, but the Sencata. Wait, I said Zacata massacre. The Zacata massacre she was responsible for, and the Sacaba massacre as well, in the Sacaba municipality in the central part of Bolivia. So she's a murderer and she's a tyrant, and she was considered to be a like-minded person in the eyes of Donald Trump, because in the eyes of Donald Trump and the other right-wing motherfuckers, in their eyes, when the right-wing slaughters people, it's totally fine, but that big bad Cuba and Venezuela, no, they're bad people, but this woman is good, Jair Bolsonaro is good, and now fast forward, Trump's now out of power, and now Trump's out of power, and now Joe Biden took over, and now look at Joe Biden, continuing the status quo and the same bullshit. Excluding Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua from the Summit of Americas, and then Bolivia under their socialist-leaning leader, Luis Acre, including President Andre Obrador in Mexico, also boycotted it, saying that if you're not going to allow all countries to attend, then we're not going to attend. So this is the CIA's bullshit foreign policy at work. This is what it is. This is right-wing fascism that is orchestrated by the CIA and is orchestrated also by Mossad as well. Because I guarantee you, Mossad tried to get back at Evo Morales, because Evo Morales actually cut ties with Israel when Israel was butchering Palestinians and butchering their Arab neighbors, including in Gaza and so forth, continuing the occupation and all that other shit. Israel massacring innocent people with them fucking American taxpayer dollars, because America is under fucking Zionist influence from AIPAC and all these other pro-Zionist Israeli criminal groups, backed by Democrats and Republicans. The Israeli lobby also, I guarantee you, had a hand in this too. So with this as well, a former army person by the name of Franz Vargas was arrested for his alleged responsibility in the massacre. So she gets her ass locked up. And we've seen right-wing dictators get locked up before. I mean, Alberto Fujimori in Peru, who's also a murderous dictator, also backed by the CIA, also got locked up and is serving 25 years in prison and so forth. And no, this is a day of justice. I mean, we need to do this in the United States of America, but corporations and Zionism runs the show in the U.S. We all know how this goes. My fellow lefties who listen to like-minded lefties like Max Blumenthal and at the Gray Zone and Aaron Mate and Jimmy Dore and all of us, us who actually call out this bullshit and we don't pander to fucking outrage and PC shit like the fucking Young Turds do and Sam Cedar, the fake progressive, does. Because when the fuck has the Young Turks ever called this shit out? Where have you ever saw them call this shit out? No, I don't think you have. But no, this is great. She said, this is her quote that made her an illegitimate leader. She was never a legitimate leader to begin with, but this just seals the deal on this. She said, quote, "I didn't lift a finger to become president, but I did what I had to do," Anez said in her final statement to the judge. "I assume the presidency out of obligation according to what is established in the Constitution." Yo, you fucking dumb bitch. Here's the thing, stupid hoe. Here's the thing. What you did was not in the Constitution of Bolivia. Orchestrating a coup against the democratically elected leader of Bolivia is not within the Constitution of Bolivia. I guarantee fucking you that that's not what it is. And then members and supporters of Morales' movement to socialism, the MAS party, which of course the right wing bitches and moans about, because when socialist leaders have power, they don't like it, they bitch and moan and complain and so forth. Even though Evo Morales was a phenomenally successful leader for Bolivia. He said that Anez played a key role in what was said to be a coup against Morales, Bolivia's first indigenous president. He saw a dramatic reduction in poverty as president from 2005 to 2019. So this is what it all comes down to, and actually a lot of news networks worldwide are actually talking about this. But then some of these news sources are using the fucking air quotes, oh, a coup, like it wasn't a coup. Okay, so what she did with the CIA and Mossad's blessings was not a coup. Get the fuck out of here. It most absolutely was. Most absolutely was a coup. She was in custody for over a year for the alleged plot. But then they say, oh, the plot was dismissed as fictional. Oh, yeah, it was fictional. Really, it was fictional. So the events that we saw in Bolivia in November 2019, where she's a Christian fundamentalist asshole, holds up a fucking Bible, and actually Secular Talk actually talked about this as well. I'll also link that video in the description as well. She holds up a fucking Bible and talks about how God brought her to power and how a bunch of stupid shit, just classic shit that the right wing always does when they take power. God told me to take over and so forth. You know, just shit like this, because she's a fucking fascist. She's a corrupt asshole. Of course she's a corrupt asshole. She was a fucking CIA lackey and a Mossad lackey. So she does this. And now she's in prison. And all this information, she says, oh, we'll not stop there. We gotta go before an international justice system. Yeah, I guarantee you the international justice system would lock your ass up as well. Just like they locked up Charles Taylor, the far-right dictator in Liberia, one of the poorest nations in the world in sub-Saharan Africa, who was backed by Pat fucking Robertson and backed by other right-wing groups. So, yeah, and then Anez called in the police and military to restore order, and then she caused all sorts of deaths and everything else. So she's also facing genocide charges as well. But it's political persecution. And then Joe Biden is saying, we're expressing concern with her treatment. And then the asshole at the Summit of Americas, that Louis L. Magado guy, that guy. Yeah, that guy that I talked about, who got protested at the Summit of Americas by that hero, that anti-war activist. Yeah, he supported Jeanine Anez, just like he supported Juan Guaido, the fucking coup monger backed by the CIA to attempt to overthrow Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela, but he's still in power. Oh, he's a socialist. Okay, whatever. He might be a socialist, but he's still the legitimate president of Venezuela, regardless of what you motherfuckers have to say. So it's like I don't care what you right-wing assholes say in the comments. You say what the fuck you want. Okay, I know you fucking right-wing trolls in the comments. I know what you fucking say. I read it, and I just say, read, because that's all you do. You fucking read, okay? So it's like if you want fucking right-wing biased news, then this is not the place for you. Fox News is the place for you. Newsmax is the Newsmax and fucking Rave Dubin, fucking Dave Rubin's right-wing safe space. Okay, that's for you motherfuckers. And then the arrest occurred. She says that I denounced before Bolivia and the world in an act of abuse and political persecution. The MAS government has ordered my arrest. You saying that your arrest is an act of abuse and political persecution would be like if Adolf Hitler, after he committed the Holocaust, if he were to get arrested, he would call his arrest an act of abuse. Oh, I slaughtered the Jews, but I'm getting arrested. This is abuse and this is political persecution. Because basically she is the Bolivian Hitler. She killed people she disagreed with. She's the Bolivian Hitler. Just like Jair Bolsonaro is also the same fucking thing. Jair Bolsonaro, who also gave aid and comfort to this fucking disgusting piece of shit, who's also a disgusting piece of shit himself, gave aid and comfort to this fucking disgusting broad. Saying, I assume the presidency. Then she kept saying it. She just keeps saying the same fucking thing over and over and over again. I assume the presidency of Bolivia without asking for, without seeking it, and even less expecting it, with the sole mission of organizing elections and calming a country in crisis. Okay, so you say, I assume the presidency without asking for. Well, then that doesn't make you a legitimate leader then. So you contradict yourself in the same sentence. Like within a few words of language, human language, English and Spanish. Spanish being the language of Bolivia. And then you say the sole mission is organizing elections and calming a country in crisis. Okay, so you say you want to calm a country in crisis, but then you turn around and slaughter Evo Morales' supporters. You massacred 36 people. And more, hundreds more. Protesters, indigenous people, women's rights activists, feminists, and your critics. You turn around and you massacred these people. You got every single thing that you deserve. Everything that you deserve. You've got everything you deserve in prison. You're in prison for 10 years, and rightfully so. You deserve worse than 10 years. You deserve life. You deserve a fucking military firing squad. You're one of the worst human beings to ever inhabit the face of the earth, Jeanine Anez. You are lower than the low. Just like Jair Bolsonaro. I hope fucking Jair Bolsonaro gets arrested. And I hope Donald Trump gets fucking arrested based on the January 6 hearings, but that's all another topic altogether. Okay? You don't think that Trump would try to do the same exact thing? Oh, he tried to do the same thing. January 6th, we all know about that. He tried to do the same thing. Incited people to storm the Capitol and try to remain in power, even though he got his ass defeated. This is exactly what happened in Bolivia. This is what almost happened on September 7th, 2021 with Jair Bolsonaro. September 7th in Brazil was America's January 6th. November 12th, 2019 was Bolivia's January 6th. The days of these massacres, 19 November 2019 was the Sacanta massacre. That was their January 6th. The 2019 Sacaba massacre, just following it, November 14th, 2019, slaughtering people she disagreed with within a matter of 5 days. That was also Bolivia's January 6th. Do you see a fucking pattern here? I certainly can. I mean, us in the Max Blumenthal crowd and the Gray Zone crowd, we see this shit, and in the center left crowd, and in to some extent the moderate right crowd that doesn't have their heads completely up their fucking ass, we see this. Now, this is what the right wing does with their power. This is what they do. But it's Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua that are the bad guys that deserve to be excluded from the Summit of Americas by fucking Joe Biden. Joe Biden's doing the bidding of the right wing by excluding socialist countries from the Summit of Americas that Mexico, Argentina, Uruguay, and others told Joe Biden, get fucked. So Joe Biden does the work, does the working and the bidding for the right wing, but yet the right wing still bitches about him acting like he's a socialist puppet. You can't, I do a lot of creative writing on my own time, but you can't make this shit up. This type of stuff in the international arena that goes on with Jeanine Anez and Jair Bolsonaro and Biden and Trump and all this other shit, you can't make this shit up. Because it happens. And it did happen. And you know what happened as a result of it? Justice was served. Justice was served. And made this fucking bitch rot in prison. Fuck her. and fuck anybody like her. Good riddance to her. May she rot and may the worst come her way. Good fucking riddance. And with that, that's about all I have to say for today. Because I'm going to be meeting up with some of my friends later tonight, and Steven and I got to go to the grocery store. We've got other shit we got to do. Go for a walk, enjoy the nice weather outside, and all this other stuff. But I wanted to tide you guys over with today's video because I wanted to uncover more information that I found on Sunday when I was at work, to kind of do like a follow-up video on that based on what I was talking about while I was at work and I found at work. So, found this stuff, uncovered it. I'll leave you guys with this for now. But I'll see you all again next video coming up soon. More content coming your way soon. Stay tuned for more. This is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching, and kudos to the nation of Bolivia for locking the scumbag up. May she rot. My thoughts are with the people of Bolivia and their families and the victims of this scumbag. And may more justice like this in the world come, because we need it. We need more justice like this in the world. This is a rare instance of justice, and I'm glad that justice was served for the people of Bolivia. This is me talking. Thank you all for listening. See you all again in the next video streamer premiere coming up soon, and a whole bunch of other content in the works. Stay tuned for more. See you all again next time. Bye for now. Take care. Peace out, and have a good day.